Yo, what is up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, if you're on the East Coast, good afternoon. It's lunchtime for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time watching Morning Momentum, my name is Matt Beard. I own a real estate investing company here in Phoenix, Arizona with my two partners, Cody Barton and Pace Morby. We also own a virtual staffing company called VA Hub. It's all about finding leverage in your business. You guys have probably heard the same spiel every single day you come in and tune in, but it's important to understand if you want to start taking your business to the next level, you need to find people that are going to help you with your cause. And that's what we have virtual assistants in our business for. Not just as people to put in a box to do a task, but real folks that are there to fight for your cause, fight for your business, to make sure that your dreams are going to become reality as you help theirs become their dreams come to reality. So it's a ton of fun. This is just something that I've learned over the past, year and a half, 2 years of working with virtual assistants. It's been a game changer for me. If you guys are just getting started, right? This week we are talking about data-driven decisions, some real resources that I have used in the past to help me better plan my businesses to get better results, as well as knowing what to expect. So if you guys have tuned in on Sunday, you heard me talk about just overall why it's important to take your emotions out of it and make decisions based on the data. Cody always says data over drama. I typically I tend to make emotional decisions. I get attached to people. I like the people that I work with. So it's always tough to make these decisions, but it's so important that you do make that happen, that you do make those tough decisions. And then yesterday, I kind of broke down some basic KPIs, the stuff that we track in our business. If you guys missed that, please go watch part one. That was yesterday. As far as the conversation is concerned, how many calls do our VAs make? How many conversations should they have? How many prospects should they push over every single day? As well as our acquisition team, the people who actually get the contract signed. How many people do they need to talk to? How many leads do they go through? And then how many contracts do they sign per day, per week, per month? All this stuff. It makes your business way more predictable. But the truth is in the numbers. Guys, here as of recently, when we merged our wholesale operation, 1 + 1 did not equal 2, right? We were going through this growth phase, and that's funny because we're like, okay, is this chaos or is this just growth, right? And as we're bringing these folks together, we're wondering, like, what is going on? Why are we not getting the deals that we should be getting with this amount of support? Like, what do we need to do better? And it's crazy when you start asking yourself better questions and breaking things down, to the most simple truths of what you could imagine, of having conversations with sellers, talking to people. Who are the people we should be talking to, and where are we messing up, right? Why are we not getting X amount of contracts with this many virtual assistants? Why are we not getting X amount of contracts with this much acquisition help, right? So let's break it down. Where are we messing up? And ultimately, we had to make a decision. We started releasing some virtual assistants because they were non-performers or they just didn't get it. We gave them opportunity. We did our whole culture thing. You guys have probably heard me talk about that. But ultimately, man, it's tough because you get close to these folks. But when it comes to my allegiance, it comes to my ability, right? I can't put someone else above the business because it puts everything else in jeopardy. And that's naive on my part as a leader, right? So you have to make these decisions. And it's funny when you break things down granularly and you start looking at the business and what's going on. And I'm just using wholesale as an example because this is just something that has been pressing since the beginning of the year. Where are we falling off? How can we be better, right? Looking at the numbers, we're spending way too much money cost per deal, and we're not getting the contract signed. What do we need to do better? What is going on? And, again, start digging deeper and digging deeper and digging deeper and looking at the systems. And then there's a lot of things that I was just lazy on, right? There's a lot of things I was just like, oh, well, okay, yeah, they got it, right? Not clearly defining some of the things that are super duper duper important in the business. You guys heard me, the 3Ds of delegation. I didn't do a good job of defining, and then I didn't have enough demonstration there to really expect, or when I look at the documentation side, to really expect like something awesome to happen, right? So that is important. You got to ask yourself good questions, okay? And then it's funny, when I did that and we really dug deeper, I was able to make some tiny tweaks, like some stuff that you would probably think like, what? No, like, I don't understand how that's going to make a big difference, but I see the holes in the system where there could be confusion. There could be, time where we're not getting to the prospect quickly. You guys know speed is everything always. And if we're not getting to the prospect in time, they're talking to someone else. We know we're not the only people these homeowners are talking to. So where in the line are we breaking down? Why are these things not getting across the finish line? Why are we having such a tough time closing? Is it just sales training? No. I mean, we were good before, right? So you would think over time more repetitions would be better. So it can't be the sales training. Like, where in the thing? Like, yes, of course, we're always working on the sales, but where is the thing breaking down? And as I was breaking it down and asking myself these questions, I made some tweaks to the systems and how we approach these leads and all these things. After breaking it down, I made those changes. And then all of a sudden, almost immediate results. Almost immediately, we started getting the contracts. Almost immediately, we started getting these things signed and pushed over the finish line. And obviously, we get paid at closing, so getting these deals to close too, right? So it's crazy what can happen when you're able to just look at the data. Don't make it emotional. Look, we had people with us for a long, long time, spending hours and hours and hours and hours in training, and sometimes it's not the right fit, man. Right? Especially where the direction you want to go, what got you here is not going to get you there. So having to take a step back and look at it like, well, this business is not going to work if I don't make some changes. If I don't look at this honestly, right? Put my ego out the window, everything that I know, put it out the window and say, what can I make? How can I make this better? How can I make this succeed? And that's what it always is, guys. It always is. The moment you think you have it figured out, it'll change, right? So you have to be honest with yourself and you have to say, you got to take your ego out of these kind of decisions. You got to look at it. How can we better? How can we innovate? How can we make the systems better? How can we make this industry better? How can we make the experience better for our end client, our end user, the people that we're buying the house for? How can we make the experience better for in wholesaling, right? How can we make the experience better for our fix and flippers, right? The whole thing. How can we make it better? How can we innovate while executing, right? So there's a really good book that I want to recommend to you guys when it comes to this. And I'm going to try to pull it up here. But ultimately, this book has allowed me to look at my business as more than just, the people that I work with, but also the data side. Because I honestly, Cody is the data person. I don't like data, but before I had a Cody, I had to like the data. I had to look at it and make those decisions based on it, and then also plan for the future. When we talked about looking at the KPIs, it makes your business more predictable. But if you don't ever do that, then you're falling blind the whole time. Like, you don't even know what to expect out of your business. You just know that some money's going to be coming in sometimes and sometimes it's not. Right. And for me, it led to a lot of personal frustration. It also led to a lot of frustration between, my significant other. So it's important that you guys stay on top of this. So this book, I'm just having it in this window here. It's Measure What Matters by John Doerr. And maybe some of you guys have read this by now, but it is an amazing book because in the book, it talks about OKRs. And I haven't heard anyone in the real estate industry talk about this particular book or how they plan their quarters and plan, their years. But like everything that I do within the business is done by this model. Everything that I do is done by measuring what matters. It's called OKRs. You guys see how Google, Bono, and the Gates Foundation rock the world with OKRs. OKRs stand for objectives and key results, right? Objectives and key results. So when I set out for the business, see, like for my personal health, what is my objective for the year, right? And then what is my key results along the way that I know I'm working towards that objective, that I know I'm achieving that big objective, right? Your objectives are the big overarching thing, right? So what is the objective? And then what are the key results that is going to get you there, right? So you can do this for health. You can do this for wealth. You can do this for like your own personal finances. What is your objectives for the year, right? For marriage, what is your objectives this year? What is your objectives this month? And what are the key results, right? Even like my wife and I doing date night, it came from me doing this. Objectives and key results. What is the objective? I want to feel closer to my wife and I want her to know that I care about her and I need to set time aside from just my business stuff where it's just me and her, right? And I can shut everything down. That is my objective. But what is my key result? Well, we're going to go do a date night every single Friday at, we'll leave by 5 and we'll have grandma come over and help us with the baby. But our key result is we're not going to miss a single date night. Okay. Also, what's another thing that I can feel more connected with my wife? Okay. We do monthly check-ins. So every single month we go to the coffee shop and we just sit there and we talk about some things that we both need to work on and some things that we really like about, what's happening and some cool stuff that we're excited about, some achievements, some, whatever. But it's a conversation of complete honesty. But that came from objectives and key results. And then when I look at the wholesale business, guys, this is everything in my life is ran by this. Objectives and key results. Wholesale business. What is our objective? We want to make X amount of money this month. Okay, what is the key result? We need this many deals at this price to get that result. Great. How much do you want to keep on our profit margin? Do we want to be 50% profitable, 60% profitable? Like, where do we want to be on the profit first model? Great. Well, at that revenue model, we would love to be 40% profitable or 50. 50 would be a long shot. So, okay, so how can we, like, what is the key result that we know that we're reducing our cost, right? Everything is done by OKR. So I really highly recommend you guys pick up this book. And there's actually some resources online that I just found when I was trying to get a picture for this book for you guys. If you go to What Matters, I'm going to share this screen here too. If you go to whatmatters.com, you'll see this right here, right? You'll see like some examples, like because they have like examples and resources. You can see what it basically looks like. Your objective, right? You have the overarching theme to reach meaningful scale by achieving 5,000 software subscriptions a month. Got it. So your objective is the idea. Now the key results, there needs to be numbers tied to your key results, right? Because that is the KPI tracking. That is like the real data part of your key result. Like, how do you know you're achieving it? It needs to have a number. So you see it's very specific. 5,000 software subscriptions a month. Okay. 100,000 site visitors a month via technical and non-technical SEO. 100,000. Okay. That's the number. We need to reach 100,000. That is real. I can do that. Like, we can plan to get 100,000 people. Perfect. Improve funnel to achieve 5,000 subscriptions per month based on site traffic. So these people, these 100,000, we need to get to 5,000. That's the 5,000. That's the result. Got it. Perfect. So 5%. We just need 5% of people to convert. Perfect. Scale product and process support 5,000 subscriptions, right? So now we need to put the systems in place to support that specific number. And then NPS, have no idea what that is, above 90. So specific, very specific numbers. So guys, check this out, whatmatters.com. The book is Measure What Matters. He'll give you some cool examples of how people are using it in their businesses, right? How they're using it in their businesses and attaching specific key results to their objectives. And I think the reason why I wanted to go over this week is as we're going through making data-driven decisions, it's important to know what data matters, right? And how do you know you're on track? And if you're not on track, have you clearly communicated your key results within your organization? Have you clearly communicated your objectives, right? Because when everyone is on the same page and everyone sees the same objective and we know the key results that we need to achieve, you can accomplish amazing things. But if these things aren't clearly outlined and you're just hoping for the best, then how can you really know if like your business is heading in the right direction, or are you just always doing the same thing every single day? I think a lot of wholesalers get caught in this hamster wheel of trying to get a deal, trying to get a deal, get a deal, try to get another deal, get a deal, try to get another deal. What is the long-term objective? I want to buy 5 rentals this year. I want to buy 10 rentals this year. Great. Well, what's the key results to get that? Right? Because you'll look up real quick and it's going to be November and you don't have any, or maybe you have one. I want to make $1 million in assignments this year. That's amazing. $1 million. That is a number. Cool. How are you going to achieve that? How is that? What is your key result to that? And how can you communicate that within your team so everyone is running in the same direction? Okay. So as we continue to break down like more specific stuff in our businesses and, the conversations that we have, and when we know someone's not a right fit, this is foundational, right? You guys saw our KPIs that we track in our wholesale business yesterday, but it comes from this. So I always love giving you guys some book recommendations. Pick up Measure What Matters. Look at objectives and key results. OKRs is so simple, but also so effective. Go whatmatters.com to get more information about like getting some real examples of how people are structuring it in their business. But it still doesn't replace the book. Pick up the book or the audio, however you like to learn. If you're not a reader, audiobook. If you're not an audio person, I'm sure there's some version on YouTube or something like that. But do it, guys, because it's going to make a big difference in your business and in your life. I mean, I take what I learned in business and the disciplines in business is just like all the stuff that I learned in sports. The discipline that I learned in sports, I can easily apply that to business because this is the ultimate competitive arena. So the same disciplines that you have in business is easy to apply to your personal life. How can you be better for the people around you? How can you be a better friend? How can you be a better brother, a sister, a spouse, right? And that's by pouring into yourself first. And that's why we talk about these books every single week. This is an amazing one. I hope you guys pick it up. Also, guys, hope you guys got some value from today's video. Hope you got some value from it. If you did, please like it. Please share it. Head over to YouTube channel. We just got 100 subscribers. That's pretty cool. Right? Little wins for sure. But head over to the YouTube channel, guys, if you got some value from today, and be sure to hit the subscribe button. We go live every single morning, and I really enjoy doing these things. So if you got some value, please, please, please help a brother out. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me this morning. It's Tuesday, so it's time to get to work. I appreciate you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.